welcome back to the Instagram for Friday.
That's right, Friday! Yeah! Yes! All right, leakers assemble.
Yeah.
Well, just one leaker.
the one guy,
He's
yeah.
assembling people on Reddit.
Yes, a Reddit user named ThePromise102, which is definitely a fake account created just for this one thing, posted gameplay footage of the upcoming Marvel Avengers project recorded at a panel about the game at San Diego Comic-Con this week.
Yeah, their first post is titled SDCC Gameplay, thanks for the patience. And the second is part 2, SDCC. Sadly, the last part, security almost caught me. And they weren't kidding. That's it. They ended there.
Some drama, right, Lawrence?
Leak police could have locked him up, thrown away the key. Obviously, they didn't want it recorded, so let's see if this YouTube video stays live all day.
We'll see.
We'll find
It's
out.
nice knowing you. But basically, there are 2 videos that look like they were probably shot with a phone, showing gameplay footage that we did not see at E3.
Yeah, which is worth noting because the reception to the E3 footage Square Enix showed off was not positive. People said it looked awkward, which it did, low budget, which it did, and like a knockoff, which it did.
What do we see this time, Lawrence?
People seem much more excited, mainly because you can actually see gameplay, especially the Reddit community, but we can break it down here. Granted, this is the tutorial level. It's like the prologue. It introduces you to all the characters. So any gameplay depth the game will have is probably not on display here. Still, we can tick through all the characters and speculate on their abilities and how they might work in the game proper, which, to be honest, we don't even really know about yet. Once the game actually starts, it could go open world, who knows. The demo opens with Thor. It looks like he'll be a pretty typical brawler. It's kind of cool. He hits people with hammer. Gotta admit, though, it's fun seeing whack henchman number 5 so hard that he like flies off into the vanishing point.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I'm sure he lands in a pool, though.
No, he's dead.
When his body hits the ocean, his neck breaks, and then he drowns.
Well, no, he had died from the hammer hit before. He had died long ago.
He took about 6 of those.
Snapped his neck. He was still alive, just couldn't move, say, or do anything. And could only watch his lifeless body slam into the ocean and liquefy immediately.
I think Thor's line is, ignorance is bliss. And he hits him. If I don't see you die, it didn't happen.
These are the Avengers people. They kill people. It's not Batman.
Thor does have a cool move where he can actually pin an enemy to a wall with Mjolnir. That was pretty rad.
That's really cool. That could play into more complicated combat mechanics where maybe in a Batman Arkham sort of way, you get a mix of bad guys and you want to remove one from the fight for a little bit.
Thor's section also ends with what looks like a super move after
awesome.
becoming all charged up and sparky as he does. Thor lifts a grip of goons into the air with thunder power, then sends them all flying at once.
Yeah, it's really rad. It could just be a cinematic cutscene transition thing for the sake of the intro, or maybe Thor has some kind of super meter that charges as you play. Hard to say for sure since the leaked footage doesn't grab the whole screen sometimes because the phone is moving around and he's like trying to dodge security and stuff.
But what if I don't like Nordic gods, Lawrence? Was there anyone else there? Maybe for me?
Yes, the whole family is here. But next we have Iron Man. It looks fun, but basic. Not much to dig into here, really. It opens with a flying sequence. You're chasing some, I guess, again, goons with jetpacks or whatever. You just put the crosshair over the bad mans and shoot them down. Plenty of explosions, though, so that's cool. I think
You're killing people, by the way. You are killing them.
Oh, you're just disabling their jetpacks with EMP blasts.
No, they're dead.
Lightly fall to the ground, get a few bumps and scrapes, and they learn their lesson. Let me tell you that.
Long dead.
Adam, you mentioned they look kind of like Anthem.
Of course. I mean, Anthem, once again, was trying to copy Iron Man, so...
Yeah, it gets a little more interesting when Iron Man lands, since you can string together repulsor blasts and little twirly combos. Yeah, that's neat.
I thought there was one part where he sent out the little missiles too.
Oh, yeah,
He
that's right.
locked onto a bunch of different parts of the, I think the turrets, and then it was like and they all exploded.
The iPhone X only has so much quality, so we can't really tell everything that's going on.
Got zoom enhance all over
You
it.
can even use the Unibeam to really liquefy everyone. This little chest blaster,
right,
yeah.
they're dead.
But, you know, in a special non-lethal way, he
No, they're dead.
is what he tells himself at night so that the demons do not keep him awake.
From there we move to the Hulk, or rather Bruce Banner, who does his trademark jump out of a plane and get angry, crowd pleaser. It's my favorite part. I love when he does it.
And Hulk as well, he's angry. He's an angry boy, as you'd expect. His moveset is based around smashing, as it ought to be. Lots of grabbing of people, slamming them around like he's trying to beat out a rug. I mean, not killing.
No, they're dead. So there's one guy he grabs and then he uses him to beat other men. That guy is dead. Like I was thinking about it, I was like, all of his bones would have liquefied every time he would have done that.
They're wearing power armor.
Oh no.
It's like he got an entire NFL career in about 3 seconds.
Packing the hospitals in San Francisco full, which they're already filled with people who are strung out on heroin and have feces all crammed in their eyes. But
Well, this is more of the cemetery is crammed. What else does the Hulk do?
Bizarrely, he's got transversal abilities. He can run and jump and like hang onto ledges and stuff. And the demo takes the form of red tractor trailers that have Hank Pym logo on them, so that's kind of cool.
yeah.
References, comic books and stuff. I guess it may not be Hank, it may be another Pym, but
There's plenty of it. There's the one that beats his wife, and then there's Paul Rudd.
80s dad always beats his wife. That was just a thing back then. It was okay. I don't know, maybe that'll play into the open world. Maybe there's like places only Hulk can get because he can grab and jump onto things, which doesn't actually make sense because Iron Man can fly.
So can Thor.
And Thor can fly.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. We're just spitballing here. Not every every idea is going to be a good one.
Hulk can also rip chunks of debris out of the ground and use those as weapons to kill people. Again, that's smashy, that's what he does.
Yeah, from there we move over to the helicarrier with Captain America, who kind of looks like Thor. He looks very combo chain focused,
That's
obviously.
right.
Yeah, he's a brawler, he's a beat 'em up kind of guy, yeah.
Lots of those good old American hooks and shield tossing, and lots of bouncing the shield off other people. Really
Yeah, make America classic again. As he hits him. What does that mean? I think it has racial connotations. So it is fun watching Cap's brawler style, plus a cheeky little move at the end where he kicks his shield mid-flight, bounce it back to an enemy.
That's rad.
Pretty rad.
Yeah, it's also
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Could I headbutt it at some point?
Not a whole lot else to examine about Cap, though, possibly because he's not actually in the game for long, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, finally we move on to Black Widow, who probably has the least actual gameplay in the entire opening. Granted, it is very cool looking though.
Taskmaster rolls up with a sonic bomb, which is apparently...
Spoiler, Taskmaster.
Yeah, Taskmaster. Apparently way worse than a normal bomb. Like, oh, you and outlawed those. I mean, it's a bomb. That's still whatever. So Natasha goes after him to retrieve the detonator so we can't set it off. Ends up jumping on his back as he zooms around. A scene of just complete chaos, donkey punching him the whole way, just right in the back of the head.
She jumps off this bridge to get onto his back with nothing underneath him. Like, I'm like, if she missed, that's it. She's dead.
How'd Black Widow die? She missed. But she had superpowers, right? No.
No. She's just a
absolutely
person.
not.
No,
200-foot fall onto the ocean floor, just gone.
It's admittedly a cool fly-through overall, though. Explosions all around as the rest of the Avengers zoom in and out, catch falling cars, all that fun stuff, try to prevent the Golden Gate Bridge from completely collapsing.
And they kill people. It's really cool.
They're actual murderers.
Saving people.
They do. They save people too, but then they also kill bad guys. Either way, that's where apparently the Promise 102 was almost caught by the league police, ending our glimpse at the game.
So yeah, if you want to see more, you gotta wait.
Following the demo, the official Marvel Avengers account tweeted that they will release the full demo after Gamescom, which concludes on August 24th.
No.
Even more waiting, which is weird, man. I don't know. I guess they planned out their marketing beats and they're
marketing
trying to
beats,
stick
yeah.
to them, even though things seem to have got thrown off a little bit at E3. So we gotta wait a little more to see a demo that already has some ground to gain when it comes to convincing people that it's worth playing or that it's a prestige product kind of deal. But this leaked footage is something. It helps. Actually seeing the gameplay, I don't know why they're waiting so long to release it, but
It still sort of looks like proof of concept footage that you would see leaked from like Ubisoft.
it does kinda, yeah.
does,
Yeah, where you're like, this is the test render, this is the goal.
It's also the prologue. It's supposed to be big, flashy, and dumb. Like,
Yeah.
this is supposed to get everyone into the game, so
Sure.
it's supposed to just give you lots of explosions. You just mash buttons and you can get through it. So I'm withholding judgment on the actual game.
I know it's not a
Haven't seen it
corridor,
yet.
but it is a bridge.
Press outlets that attended the event provided a few more details that weren't available in the leaked footage.
That's right, Gizmodo notes that the prologue is narrated by a young girl speculating that it might be Kamala Khan, who's also absolutely in the demo.
Yeah, apparently even the events in the demo are similar to the origin story for the magnificent Ms. Marvel, which involves inhaling mysterious blue gas because this is comic books. There's a girl with a Captain Marvel shirt on. She falls into a grate and breathes in some gas, but like it cuts away real fast, so it could be her.
Gizmodo also discusses customization, which sounds wacky and a little bit confusing, Lawrence.
Yeah, apparently you can mix around Iron Man's colors, you can make Thor a Viking, you can put Hulk in a zoot suit, which, oh boy.
Why?
Or give, the big green fella some war paint in case a 500-pound mountain of green angry wasn't intimidating enough. It's not known right now if those customizations will carry into the story mode, which would be pretty great. People are talking, very deadpan about all these people that died, and then Hulk rolls in.
zoot suit, yeah.
But it does sound like a cool way to make your character stand out when you're teaming up with other players, because the game will have cooperative multiplayer. We just don't know to what degree or in what capacity. We also don't know if the story is co-op at this point. But it opens up rewards for continued play. You might have an account that levels up, you get new suits, new gloves, new hats, new boots. Not to mention hooks for microtransactions.
Of course.
Yeah.
Didn't they say they weren't gonna have any?
Did they?
I thought they announced it at E3. It was one of those things where
really?
it's like, we're not gonna have pay-to-win deals. And like, why would you have that? Or I forget.
Well, wait, Adam.
I googled it, and the top thing is Marvel's Avengers will have microtransactions.
Oh, there it is.
Who doesn't want to pay $10 to be solid gold Iron Man, huh?
Hey, I don't.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
all
I don't know if I want to pay $60 to play this game.
Well, hold on, save your money, because we got that weed leaf Thor, baby.
Wait.
Let's just cap off all this all new info.
Good joke.
Hey.
Cap
There's a
off.
joke in-
Cap.
Good news, because we have a big ol' release date after this whole panel. Marvel's Avengers will release on PS4, Xbox, Stadia, and PC on May 15th, 2020. That's a real date. That is, holy crap.
We talked about it earlier, but it seems maybe Cap dies in this game after the
That's the
prologue?
setup for the story,
I
right?
think it's a
So-
story beat, but then also people would be kind of upset if they didn't get to play as their favorite Chris Evans lookalike. They'd be
With
really
the hockey pads?
18 bulletproof vests.
Like Lawrence, you were saying earlier in our meeting, where it's like, why put that much work into a character's like move set and list and all that stuff if he's not going to be playable in the game?
Yeah, they have animations for him that look really good. They have a whole combat system. It would be an interesting move to spend all that money designing that character, making those mechanics, just to wipe it away in the prologue prologue. The only game I've ever seen that did that was Wolfenstein New Order. So you start in the 40s and you have guns and enemies and stuff that are only for that section of the game. You get shrapnel in your brain, and then the rest of the game is entirely different stuff.
Or maybe his moveset will be that of like Spider-Man's or some other character that takes his spot, or maybe you play as Bucky.
Yeah,
as a
Bucky
Winter
becomes new
Soldier.
Cap, and then it's similar movesets.
What about Vision? Are we gonna see Vision?
Who
Hope
cares?
not. Oh.
They made me care about Vision in the movies, but then they didn't when he didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything.
Every time he used his laser, he either missed, hit someone else, or it was reflected back at someone he loved.
All right, how do we feel about this new footage and info of this game?
You know, it's just a little off. And I don't think there's going to be any getting around that. We just came off of 10 years of a very specific look and feel for the Avengers. Now we get these guys. They're trying their best, God bless them, but it does kind of feel like B-Team kind of ripoff sort of deal.
Absolutely.
I can Google a picture of Robert Downey Jr. and just put it in whatever.
Put it right in the game there. Come on.
Why couldn't they just do that?
Well, actors are really expensive.
Oh, okay.
And you got to pay them all, especially if you want to use their likeness. It's estimated that Robert Downey Jr. earned about $200 million from Avengers Endgame. And apparently he's got a revenue share on it too. So.
Yeah, he gets, I think, 8% of the final gross.
That's how he made so much money.
Oh, that's so much.
The rest of the Avengers cast sits around $15 million per cast member for in-game, and while paying for the use of their likeness probably wouldn't cost that much, it's still a huge legal battle.
The logic there, and actually even the legal terminology, is that celebrities and well-known persons are often and obviously the people most likely to be damaged by misuse of their personality.
Yeah, basically, once someone has your likeness, it can be really hard to control what they do with it, and they can put you, even if it's not really you, in a lot of compromising positions, like when they put weed leaves all over you.
Sure.
If that's what they're out to do.
I mean, I trusted David Cage, and look what he did with that.
Made my vagina all
Ellen
huge
Page. Ellen
and
Page
gross.
trusted him, and she said, "Whatever you do, don't make me naked in this game." And he's like, "You got it." As soon as she walked out of the door, naked.
Modeled her nipples. It makes sense why actors and celebrities would drive a hard bargain on this one. And it's the reason why games often don't have the likenesses of the actors. Minority Report, Mission Impossible. Why is Lawrence only listing Tom Cruise?
That's the only thing that came to me. I don't know why.
Okay.
There was the
Minority
Mission-
Report game has a big blonde guy in it. What's that all about?
What about the Mission Impossible game on the N64? They look just like Tom Cruise. Put them side by side. Tell me there's a difference. You guys even remember when Lindsay Lohan tried to sue Rockstar for using her likeness, even though it wasn't?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Different era.
It didn't succeed, right?
No.
There are people who use actors, Quantic Dream, put Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe in Beyond Two Souls, and Supermassive, who put Hayden Panettiere in Until Dawn.
And every sports game.
The cover of every sports game ever. Yeah, it's basically a bummer Square Enix couldn't make it work, but at the same time, we kind of know that stuff is very expensive and very complicated.
I mean, actors aside, you have to go through big old mouse. Disney's super protective. They take everything super seriously, and that's why their stuff's so good. Is because they actually care about it.
Aside from the gonky-looking characters in this game, what other takeaways do we have?
Basic combat, sky-high production values, fly-through sequences, and off-brand looking characters. Sounds awfully similar to another game on the PS4 that came out this year.
Yeah, Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
It reminds me so much of Marvel Spider-Man, which is not a bad company to be in, really. Just yesterday, NPD Games industry analyst Matt Piscatella tweeted the ranked list of all top-selling superhero video games of all time, and Spider-Man clinched the gold, edging out Batman Arkham City, which really sold better than Arkham Knight. Yeah, really interesting. And earlier this year, Sony announced that the game has sold over 9 million copies, which is a lot for an exclusive. So despite an awkward early showing, it seems like a lot of the factors are lining up to make Marvel's Avengers a really big hit when it releases next year. Not to mention, it'll release on more platforms than Marvel Spider-Man did, so it seems like it's gonna be a crowd pleaser. I can say that much.
Are you convinced? Because I'm not. Or do you need to wait a month to watch the gameplay that's not filmed with a potato? I don't know that it matters, really.
I think at the end of the day, people see Avengers and they just buy it. I'll say this, if you can't wait, Marvel Ultimate Alliance just came out on Switch. That's something you can play now.
Yeah, but it doesn't have all your favorite Avengers, like knock off Thor and knock off Captain America.
It's gonna have Colossus.
Wolverine's in it.
Yeah, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Deadpool. Moon Knight. Didn't quite land there with a really confusing Avengers premiere.
It was so strange.
Yeah, it showed no actual gameplay. Instead, it focused on Last of Us style drama between kind of photoreal superheroes that are 100% not the cinematic versions that we're all very used to at this point.
Didn't Tony Stark have like really long hair and
Yeah,
a
he was like
bushy
homeless
beard
Stark.
and stuff?
I get it. They probably can't pay the money for the